Hey everybody, Richard. I had a dream last night. It was a pretty good one. It explains something I've been thinking about for a long time, and I finally got an answer from my inner light in a dream. And that's pretty cool. So, I go to bed and I'm listening to Sasquatch Chronicles. It's a radio show, and he puts his radio interviews up. And it's about people's encounters with Sasquatch, and they talk about it and all that. So I put on my headphones and I fall asleep. So I'm listening to that, and then I go into this dream, and I'm back in Chatham at my old house where I grew up, my home, where I grew up. It represents my home, and I am with my friend who's a biologist. I didn't know him back then, but I know him later in life. But we're back in my place, and we get a video camera and voice recorder, and we're going in the backyard and looking for Bigfoot. But it's not Bigfoot territory, right? There's nothing. It's all cornfields in my house, so it's not. It has nothing to do with Bigfoot in reality. But in the dream, we're looking for Bigfoot in my backyard, along the railroad tracks and stuff. So anyway, the Bigfoots come, and they're little ones. They're just little tiny ones, and they're running around doing things, and we're trying to get recording and videotape them and everything. And then they disappear, and then we're in the front yard, and my next door neighbor, somebody pulls into my next door neighbor's house and drops off a full-grown Bigfoot. And it's dead. It's been shot and killed. He killed it, and he doesn't want nothing to do with it. So he threw it in his pickup, dropped it off at my neighbor's house. Now, the reason he dropped it off at my neighbor's house was because my neighbor was a taxidermist and a all-around killer of life. So I have nothing for him, as far as he's concerned. He can die. I got horror stories. But anyway, back to the dream. They dropped this off, this full-grown 9-10 foot Sasquatch, and it fills up his whole living room, this dead Sasquatch. And my friend, the biologist, runs upstairs and says, and I can see it in the doorway, but I won't go in the guy's house because I don't like the guy at all. And I'm like, holy shit, that's a big fucking thing. That's a big thing. And I'm standing on the road and I'm looking at his house, and it's dusk. The sun's gone down. And I look down Park Ave, my road, and at just to the where the sun went down, which is just a little to the right of Park Ave Road, and I'm facing west. You can see the sun go down, so I know it's west. And I see in the sky the Little Dipper, which is right on the horizon, all just a little left in between on the western horizon there, and it looks like the Little Dipper, and it's verted like this. Comes down, the Little Dipper, Ursa Minor, I think it's called. And it all of a sudden, I'm looking at the Little Dipper, and I'm going, well, how is that there? That's the Little Dipper. And I'm looking at it, and all of a sudden it shines blue. All the stars in the Little Dipper shine really bright, and I notice it, and I'm going, hey, that's not supposed to happen in the dream, right? I'm going, that's not supposed to happen. What's going on here? And all of a sudden, let me check this out. Okay, now I wrote it down, eh? So all of a sudden, the dream switches from that, the Little Dipper, and I'm at a drafting table. But the drafting table is a great big star chart. Just thousands of stars, and it's huge. And it moves. The table moves. It's a screen. It's a star chart, like a TV screen drafting table. And the stars will move, like, I don't know how to explain it. Anyway, they're moving. And there's a drafting arm that bent like this, right? And the I don't know what it's called, but they have the measurements on the drafting arm. There's measurements on the drafting arm coming up, and at the base of the drafting arm where you draw stuff, like draw lines and all that shit, they had a pencil stuck in it. And the drafting table TV star chart moved a little bit, and the drafting, I wasn't moving nothing, I'm just looking, okay? The drafting pencil stuck on the measurement arm went to a star. It went, and the stars moved, and the pencil went to a star. And it said 1,365 or something like that. I couldn't remember the number. I know it was 1,003 something something. Anyway, I'm looking at that, and it said home. Home, 1,365. And I'm like, okay, that's the Earth, right? I'm at home. And earlier, I was at home when I saw the Sasquatch. And now I'm looking at the drafting, and it's saying, home, you're here. You're here in the star chart. And all of a sudden, the stars start passing by. Like the camera's panning to the right. And it's passing by, and the stars are passing by, and the drafting table, the drafting arm slowly moves. Okay? And it moves and it moves. And the stars are going by. Like, shh. And it seemed like forever. I'm like, and I'm going, well, there's two. This is going, we're going to one location, but there's two locations. But I never got the second location. We're just going to one location. I don't know how, it's just instinct. And so, all of a sudden, the stars start slowing down, and it goes, and it stopped. And then the drafting arm pencil went and stopped at one particular star. And underneath that, it said, hold on, I wrote it down. It said, home, our place to remember. And then I woke up. And so I put the whole dream together, and it was about the Sasquatch, where the Sasquatch came from. Now, let's break down the dream, okay? Let's break down the dream. So I'm at home in Chatham, where I grew up. To me, that's my true home here on earth, where I grew up. And so that's my home. And I look down to the west, and I see the Little Dipper right to the west above the street. Now, I don't know if in reality that's real or not, but maybe it's something that looked like the Little Dipper, but it wasn't the Little Dipper, but it looked like the fucking Little Dipper. So at the end of the street. So I realized that, and then all of a sudden, boom, I go into the star chart thing, and the drafting arm says home, Earth, where I am. This is my home, the Earth. And the stars go by, and then all of a sudden it goes to another star far, far away, and it said, home, our place to remember. So, home, our place to remember, referring to the Sasquatch. So you see how that works? So, let me break it down. And I'm not saying Sasquatch are aliens. I'm not saying nothing like that. What I'm saying is, my instinct, the dream's telling me, somewhere in the past, millions of years ago, whatever, however it happened, I don't know, the Sasquatches were brought here to the earth so they could live on a similar environment from where they came. So, let's say a race of aliens didn't want the Sasquatch species to die, okay? They fucking iced them, threw them in the cargo ship, brought them here to Earth, dropped them off, set them free, and it's encoded, everything's encoded in your DNA. So, if we ever can get the DNA and break it down, we'll know, we'll know what we need to know. And so either they did that, or they brought the DNA here and spliced it into us, and created their own strain of evolution of these Sasquatches between cavemen type things and their DNA. Sort of like the Anunnaki did to us. They made us in their image, sort of thing. So the whole Adam and Eve thing, well, they did that also with this, but a different race, not the Anunnaki, a different race. This is like fucking, it was light years away. Like, wasn't no Nibiru planet circling our solar system. This was like another star system, fucking far away. So these ETs brought the DNA here, did their own thing, and made the Sasquatch, another sort of Sasquatch is living here on Earth. That's what I got out of the dream, and the dream told me what I wanted to know, and that's what I got. To me, it's gospel, the basics, and to me that's huge, because when that stuff happens in my dream, that's the truth. So, you know, I'm not pushing it on you. I'm just saying my dream, just putting it out there. Don't care if anybody believes me or not. It's never going to be proven in our lifetimes anyway, so it doesn't even matter. I mean, the government knows all about it. They're tracking all this. Look at the on the TV there. They want everybody's DNA. Get your DNA tested, find out who you are in your past. It's a fucking bullshit story. They ain't doing that. They're finding out other things they need to know. So anyway, that's what I got out of the Sasquatch thing. And you know, to me, their planet blew up, so they wanted to save the species. And Sasquatch was just one of the species they wanted to save. And maybe more stuff is here on the Earth that they put. But concerning the Sasquatches, that's what my spirit told me, my inner light. And I haven't had a dream like that in a long time. Not for a long time. So that was really nice. I like that. Now I just need the 649 numbers and I'll be all set. But after that, I got up, wrote out the basics of the dream so I remember it till now. Then I went back to bed. And I got to put this other dream in here, just because it's really short. So I'm listening to another radio show to put me to sleep, and it was about politics or something, about what's going on. The globalists trying to take over the world and start wars and stuff, and conflict, divide and conquer sort of shit. And I'm listening to that and I fall asleep. All of a sudden, I'm above, looking at the ceiling, looking down at a room. And there's some kind of president guy, prime minister, president, over in Europe. And he's sitting at a big wooden desk. And sitting at a big wooden desk. And he has short brown hair. It wasn't Putin. I couldn't recognize him. He had short brown hair, he had a suit and tie on, he was getting ready to eat lunch at this wooden desk. And all of a sudden, this little kid comes in with a serving cart with all this silverware on top. Silverware for food that holds food and tea and shit. And he comes pushing it in, and the other guy, the servant guy that was going to serve it, so the kid's pushing it, and stuff like that. And they're walking up to this guy. I think there's 3 of them serving a meal to this president guy. And I don't even know if he's a good or bad. The guy looked angry, right? Like, mad about something. And all of a sudden, the guy who's serving the food, he's getting the food ready, and the little kid's standing there at the side. He says something like, "So you want to be a man? This is what you got to do." And all of a sudden, he whips off this thing that's around his arm, this little napkin thing that's around his arm, throws it off, opens his suit and tie coat or whatever he's got. He opens up a coat, like a suit and tie coat, pulls out a gun with a silencer on it, and points it at and the little kid's watching. He's freaking. The little kid's and the guy just looking at him. The guy in the chair, just looking at the fucking gun, and the guy just about ready to shoot him, and I wake up. So, but he never shot him. I never seen him shoot the guy at the desk, the prime minister or government guy or whatever. So the assassination to me never happened. But anyway, I woke up, and I knew right then that it was either. And I realized it was a reoccurring dream. I've had this dream about 3 times, but this is the first time I caught it. And it was the last dream before I woke up. So that means it's closer to reality. It's closer to happening. Okay? And for me to remember it. In my series of dreams, I have three sets of dreams. There's a vague, fuzzy one, you can barely see it. Then there's one with a little more context, which is a little closer down to reality. And then there's one that's real. So this one was pretty fucking real for me to see it and then wake up. So that means it's happening damn near now. And so I don't know who the guy was. I don't know. But these food server guys were trying to assassinate him. And just as they're getting ready to pull the trigger, I woke up and I never did see the assassination. The assassination of the guy. So so that's telling me it hasn't happened yet. That's it. I don't know who he was, but it was in Europe, Russia, Poland, Ukraine, all over there. I don't know. I know nothing. But it was a Eastern European looking guy. And I don't know who he was or what state he was in. Anyway, so that's my cool little dreams I had. I wish I could have got more from the star charts and more information about the DNA. Hey, maybe I will. I don't know, but we'll see. So I thought that was pretty cool. I just thought I'd tell you. So I'm going to post this before the hockey game starts. Okay, guys, see you.